Hi, this is Ken. Since today is Tuesday, it's time for our chart analysis. In the previous video, we discussed the question, Tesla stock is being sold. So why isn't the price breaking down? The conclusion was simple. This wasn't a fear-driven sell-off. It looked more like consolidation at high levels, a process of position adjustment rather than panic. Now the question is, does that hypothesis still hold 1 week later? Today, we'll continue directly from the last analysis and calmly review how the chart has reacted over the past week, removing emotion and focusing only on the facts. First, let's briefly recap the conclusion from last time. We focused on 3 key elements: price action, volume, and order flow. Yes, selling pressure existed. However, volume did not spike abnormally. Volume delta was negative, yet price did not collapse. RSI remained in the neutral zone. Based on these points, we concluded that the market was not being driven by fear. So the key question is, has this structure changed over the past week? Let's start with the weekly chart. The weekly time frame helps us understand the broader market direction. Even looking at the most recent weekly candle, the medium to long-term uptrend remains intact. Yes, price is at elevated levels, but we are not seeing a decisive breakdown that would negate the recent highs. Volume on the weekly chart also tells an important story. There has been no sharp surge in volume that would suggest panic selling or capitulation. In other words, even after a full week, there is still no clear evidence that the weekly trend has broken. Next, let's move to the daily chart. On the daily time frame, price has continued to trade around the $450 level. While there have been short-term swings, we are not seeing a one-directional move to the downside. Looking at moving averages, price continues to battle around the 20-day MA, while the 50-day MA still provides support from below. Now let's check the daily RSI. RSI remains around the 50 level. This tells us the market is neither oversold nor excessively bullish, a very neutral condition. If this decline were driven by fear, RSI would likely sink into the 30s, accompanied by a sharp expansion in volume. But that is not what the chart is showing. So based on everything we've seen so far, the previous hypothesis, this is consolidation, not fear, has not been invalidated over the past week. That said, this does not mean we're seeing strong signals for an aggressive upside move either. And this balance is what makes the current market environment so tricky. So what about short-term capital? What are shorter-term players actually doing? From here, let's analyze the 4-hour chart along with volume delta to see what short-term money is doing. The 4-hour time frame often reflects the behavior of institutions and active traders most clearly. At the moment, price is moving within a defined range rather than making large directional moves. There are pullbacks, but no sustained downside acceleration. Looking at RSI on the 4-hour chart, there were moments when it dipped into the low 40s, but it quickly recovered back toward 50. This suggests that each wave of short-term selling is being absorbed somewhere along the way. Now let's examine volume delta. There are certainly periods where sell orders dominate, but what matters most is how price reacts after that selling appears. Once again, even when delta turns negative, price does not break down meaningfully. This indicates that there are buyers absorbing supply each time selling pressure emerges. If this were true distribution or capitulation, price would typically collapse in the same direction as the selling, but that is not what we're seeing here. Let's return to the original hypothesis. Last time we said, the stock is being sold, but this is not fear. Looking at the chart 1 week later, volume has not exploded. RSI remains neutral. Selling pressure has not caused a price breakdown. all three conditions remain unchanged, which means, at least for now, the original hypothesis still stands. So, does this mean it's time to go on the offensive? I don't think so. Not yet. We haven't seen the clear volume expansion or momentum acceleration that typically precedes a strong upside move, but at the same time, this is not a dangerous environment either. The long-term trend remains intact. Short-term selling is being absorbed, and there are no clear signs of fear. For medium to long-term investors, this is not a phase that demands urgent decisions. If I had to summarize the current market in one phrase, it would be wait and prepare. There's no need to force a conclusion. What matters most is identifying in advance what kind of changes in price or volume would cause us to adjust our view. The market always provides clues through price and volume before it makes its next major move. To summarize today's analysis in one sentence, this week, Tesla stock continues to absorb selling pressure while holding its price, confirming on the chart that this remains a phase of supply-demand consolidation rather than fear-driven decline. That's all for today. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit the like button. I post content every day, and by following this channel, you'll stay up to date on nearly everything related to Tesla. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. Thank you, as always, for watching, and let's continue enjoying life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.